I feel like I always take you guys along the nature trail over at the campground on the lake next to me, but I almost never take you on the nature trail that's on my own lake. Mostly because it's one of, what, 4, I think, dispersed campsites on our lake. And most of the year, there are actually people camping here. But we do have a very nice little nature trail. It's not as long as the other one, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be as long. This is another one of those. It's a really nice campsite, as long as you don't mind the fact that you're not going to have water or electric. And there is, I don't know if you can see it, there is actually an outhouse at this one, so that's a bonus feature. Where is it? It's back off the back side of the campsite somewhere. It's one of those very good things to know when you're out on a walk, where all the local outhouses are. Sorry, that's probably TMI. But it's always good to know where the local outhouses are. Yeah, there it is. Right back there, hiding behind the big trees, right before you get to the nature trail. Also, like I've told you guys before, you guys see my lake all the time. And from where my house is, you could be forgiven for thinking that I live on a teeny tiny little lake. But I don't. It's a pretty good sized lake. I mean, it's no patch on the Great Lakes, obviously. But it's not the world's smallest lake either. It's kind of funny, because from over here, I don't even know if you can see where my part of the lake is. It's kind of that way and around a corner. All the party people live out on this part of the lake. Also, oh, I love listening to the water lap. By the way, our water is so clear here, and I love it. But yeah, anyway, nature trail. Before I get completely distracted by the sound of lapping water and just sit here all day, we will go on the nature trail, and these stairs are really awkward, as I guess you would expect from stairs that are just built into the side of a lake bank. I kept hoping that we would get better color, and every now and then I see some good flashes of color, but no consistently good color, which is kind of bad. I was planning out in my head this whole video that was going to be me and maybe even a few of my friends as vocal talent, like commentating the autumn fashion show. Maybe next year. I was going to be like, yes, and as you can see, all of the local oaks have decided to go with a yellow to maybe chocolate colored theme for their leaves this year. The local aspens, alders, and birch trees have all gone with a lovely shade of yellow that goes with their bark. Well, the local maples, ever the daring trees, have decided, as always this year, to go with scarlets and oranges. Or something along those lines. Probably without me breathing hard from walking for a few miles, but, you know, that was going to be the gist of it. I do love my lake. Honestly, I love all the lakes. And the local huckleberry bushes have all decided on a beautiful, beautiful burgundy color as their leaves this year. And the evergreens, as befitting their name, are as ever in green. The dumb, silly ideas that come into my head, usually while I'm out on a walk. Oh, this tree is definitely dressed for the occasion. This one's like, you know what? I want to blaze. You blaze on, tree. This is a good little walk. It's not terribly far from my house, maybe, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile. And it's a good little warm-up walk when you want a little bit of nature, but you don't want to go too far to get to it. It also has a tree that I have to wonder about. You might see it coming up ahead. I think maybe it was struck by lightning at some point, but it still seems to be, I mean, it's definitely still alive. It's a big old tree, but it's got that split in the bark that goes all the way to the top, which makes me wonder if maybe it was hit by lightning or something. This little nature trail actually just connects campsite 3 with campsite 4. It would be a interesting walk to take at night, so I guess if you're camping with friends, maybe only do your visiting in the daytime. Squirrel. I don't know where he went. He went around the side of the tree. All of the squirrels are frantically hiding nuts. Which is hilarious because they also usually forget where they hid them pretty dang quick. I wonder how many of the trees out in the woods were actually planted accidentally by squirrels. I did learn a fun fact about some of my favorite birds, the chickadee. I guess their brains actually grow in the wintertime, and it's because they can keep in their mind where all of their seed caches are much better than a squirrel. And yeah, it's been shown that at least the chickadees that live in the north, in cold regions, as winter comes, their little brains actually get bigger so that they can remember where all of their seed caches are, which I think is really cool. I wonder if the opposite is true, though. I wonder if their brains shrink in the summer. I'm fairly sure my brain shrinks in the summer. And there we go. A very little walk, but it's a nice little walk. This is another one of those really good campsites. They just added these rocks, because I don't remember all these rocks last year. I think if I were to camp, one of these sites would probably be what I was into, because they're just very nice and very peaceful. This campsite, ironically, actually gets used in the winter, well, late fall. I've come across deer hunters camping here, I think the last 3 or 4 years in a row. This is another good one because it does have an outhouse, and it's right by the boat launch, so it's kind of easy to get to, even if the snow is falling. Let's go look at the lake, and then I'm going to wander home. Okay, that rock is cool. I mean, it was drilled that way, so it's not actually a hagstone, but it just looked like the world's biggest hagstone. Oops, I almost dropped you guys. I wish that we would have had better fall color this year. But you don't always get what you wish for. And it's still pretty. At the camera. Anyway, thanks for taking another walk with me. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.